Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisode. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I'm really excited to bring you from our friends at Card Making Magic. This is Simply Snowflake collection. It has got 3 die sets, 2 embossing folders, 2 stencils, and 2 stamp sets. So as you can see, lots of fun things to play with. I can't wait to show you what I did with them, so come play with us. So let's go through each one of these. This is the first 3 of the cutting dies. So you've got Spinning Snowflakes, which is 18-piece set, Snowflake Wreath, 16 pieces, Snowflake Easel card, that one's 23 pieces. Then we've got the Snowy Border, whoops, this one's upside down, the Let It Snow, these are both embossing folders, the Let It Snow stencil, the Snowy Background stencil, the Snowflake Backgrounds stamp set, and the Snowy Sentiment stamp set. So let's see, where can I start? Let's start out with this one. So this is the, this is the Snowflake Easel card. There we go, and it just pops up like that. It says Merry Christmas on the inside, has a little 3D snowflake, pops up, and you just connect it like that. So the recipient gets to have a really nice little display, which is so pretty. So let me show you here all the different products I used with this, and then I'll show you some of the assembly here. So first of all, for the base of my card, I used silver linen cardstock, which is so beautiful. So as you can see, I made the entire card out of that. Okay, and then also used that for the base snowflake. Then I used a couple, well, I guess just one. This is white glitter cardstock. Okay, beautiful stuff. This is new for us. It's from hot off the press. You get 4 pieces in a package. It's wonderful stuff. It's what I love about it. It's got a really nice cardstock back, and it's paper. It's not plastic, so it makes it much easier to die cut. I've come across some that have a plasticky background, and it just takes a lot of shimming and stuff to get the die cut. This stuff is great. So I used those for the layering pieces, and I'm going to go through and take these out. And then I also used for these little top piece right here on the inside as well as the outside, I just used a couple of these clear little jewels. This is Sparklets, and this is from the Aloha set, so pretty much as far away as you could get from the Snowy Sentiments, but you know what, it had just what I needed in there. Okay, so let me show you first the dies. Let's open this up, and now this is a great set. I'm really just going to show you, I think, the 2 most important ones that I used here. So this is what you're making the card mechanism out of, and then it's got all of these really great little nesting pieces. Woo, they're all connected. So on the inside of my card, you can see there's lots of matting going on, and there's multiple nested pieces like this. And so I did, I think, this size and the next size for the inside piece, and then there's several more of those as well. All right, so once I got this die cut piece right here, here we go. This is how the snowflake looks out of just white cardstock. All right, and then you're just going to fold it like that. So you're just going to get half of a snowflake. So then you need to take this die and die the top piece, which goes right here. And I went ahead and did that, and I die cut it out of teal glitter, so it would really show up for you here. And then you just align these pieces, like right like that. And then, so you just align these pieces, and then it pops up just like that when you want to lay it down or pop it up. Now, there's another card that you can make with this, and that's an easel folded card. Not an easel folded card, a gate folded card. So I wanted to show you that. Put all this away. There's so many dies to show you today. Oops. All right, so let me show you this next one here. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut 2 pieces of this base card out, okay? And then you're going to layer them like this. to make your gatefold. But remember, this has got this funny little extra piece right here, okay, that point. We want to get rid of that. So what I did is I just sort of, once they were aligned, I just folded it like that. That made a nice little crease. And then I'm just going to cut that one off, just like that. And now that I've got that one cut off, I can just align these two together. So we're just kind of getting our pieces prepped here. And I did have a pencil. Here we go, pencil. And I'm just going to draw that right there. And I want to cut this piece off as well. All right, so now they'll just lay one on top of the other, and we're going to glue those down, okay? And for that, we like to just use the Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue, our favorite paper glue. And put a little here and here. Don't need a lot of glue. The more glue you use, the more slippery everything becomes. All right, so you're just aligning everything like that so that you now have a gatefold card. It opens just like this. And here we come back in and we're going to do our little topper piece, but I'm only going to glue it on one side so that it opens like this. So I'm just going to put a little glue on these pieces. Just like that. We're going to take this one and open it so I make sure not to get any glue on there. We're just going to align those pieces. And the best way I found to align them is just to kind of hold the bigger pieces together and just kind of do that. All right. So when it's closed, everything should align. There we go. And then there's your gatefold card. Isn't that cool? So now once you get to this point, you can layer all of these other die pieces, okay, just like I did, and cut them out of different materials, and then layer them with some little foam tape. Now you can buy either big giant roll of foam tape that we have at Paper Wishes, or these great little pre-cut foam tape squares, and just layer those pieces on like that. Same thing on the front here. So there's definitely two ways to use that, which is makes that die really versatile. All right, so let's see, what other one should we play with? Let's do the spinning snowflake. Okay, here is my spinning snowflake card. Oops, there's a little piece of the thread in there. So you open that up and it spins. How cool is that? So on this one, I used not only the die set, I also used the stamp set to color the front of my card to stamp that. I used this stamp right here, and then I also used, this is Blue Lagoon ink pad, and I went ahead and die cut it and did all that first, and then I went ahead and stamped that, and I stamped it just one part here, and then I stamped it again, and then again and again. So with basically repositioning 4 times, and I got that. And then on the inside, here we go, I used this little dotty snowflake one just at the bottom, and then I did a little bit of silver glitter cardstock here, and of course stamped my greeting here and here from the greeting set in black. So I really wanted that to pop. And this is again that silver, I don't know if I showed you that silver cardstock. Here we go, which is just fantastic and so beautiful. It looks like jewels. And then this snowflake right here is the silver linen that I used on the last card. And then right on the center there, I used one of these flat back, rainbow flat back pearls, which comes in so many different colors of blue. It has a ton of blues and greens and golds in here. Really, really beautiful. And I put one on the front of the snowflake and the back. So your snowflake has to be double-sided. So you cut 2 of everything for the snowflake. So I cut 2 from the silver linen and then 2 from the glitter cardstock, and then just glued everything back together. But you're sandwiching it between a little piece of white thread. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this. So this set has got this isn't the right side. Yeah, it is the right side. All right. I was on vacation last week, and so today is my first day back, and I feel a little discombobulated. I think my brain is still on vacation. All right, so now this little guy right here is to help you with the inside of the card, and it is slightly larger than the card I used. This is 5 1/4, maybe 5 1/8. Yeah, about 5 1/8 inch to almost 7 inches. And this card is 5 inches by 6.5 inches. So you can see it's just a little bit taller than necessary. But what you do is first you want to choose the type of window and frame that you want to have. And there's lots of different frames in here, which is so cool. Whoops, whoops, whoops. So here's the square one. And then you've got this great hexagon shape that is both in a snowflake one and this sort of little triangle one. So you've got, what, 4 different shapes, which is so cool. And then all of these snowflakes, which you would put in the windows, different kinds, you can nest them one on top of the other. And then you've got a greeting, let it snow, and then you've got these great little plaques that you could mat them on and put them at the bottom of the card if you'd like. So super cool. Now let me show you how this works, because this is a little different. All right, so what you want to do is you want to cut this. This is a 6.5 inch wide card, or a tall card, and 5 inches wide. So if I'm going to put this through my machine like this, okay, it's not going to fit through my 6-inch wide platform like my Big Shot or my Gemini Junior. If you have one that has a 9-inch wide platform, you're good to go. But I always assume people have small ones, the 6-inch platform like I do. That's what I have. So this is how I accommodate for that. I take my card and I put my circle die here, okay? And you want to use this little guy as a guide. So it has a little tab at the top and the bottom, and it's just showing you where you're going to put that. You want that to align right there. All right, and so I'm not using this die yet. All right, so then what I did is I put this right here. Then I put a piece of scrap cardstock right there. As you can see, it's already got my ring on it. And then close that. Turn it, put it through my die cutting machine. See, so when I open it, most of that impression is going to come off on this scrap piece. I can get rid of that. And then it's already cut my circle. Now this is going to be the back of your card. But it does have a small impression there. So what I like to do is just glue another piece of paper on that. It makes it all nice for the recipient. Okay, so then you need to then take your little string, your little thread, and put it right here. And then you're going to cut another window. Okay, and that's where this piece comes in really, really handy. Okay, because you're going to use this to die cut it, and then I just trimmed off at the end because it was a little short for my card. But you're going to use this once again with your circle, and that way it cuts it and then it all lines up. Okay, so that's going to go right there, and that's going to be nice and taut. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you put lots of glue, not lots of glue. Here I've been telling you, don't use a lot of glue. Here. There, that's enough glue. But what I meant by lots of glue is you want to make sure that that piece of thread is well covered with glue, because when you put this cover on, you're sandwiching that piece of thread, and you really want it to stay taut. And so actually I like to leave these threads right here until I'm all done with my card, and in fact I let it stay that way until the glue is dry, and then I trim them off. Okay, just in case you have to make a little adjustment there or it didn't quite catch with the glue, you can still like get it taut. All right, so then you've die cut your 2 snowflakes. I just cut them from white this time. And we're just going to put a little bit of glue here and here. All right, and we're going to do that. Whoops. And then we're sandwiching it on this one. There we go. All right, as you can see, it spins, which is really fun for the recipient to get something like that. And then on the card front, and of course I've already stamped this, okay? Then we're going to take this little guy, this one's out of silver, I just did it out of white, and you're going to glue that right over that. And how I did this was, I took this one, put it right through my machine, and then you can put these two together. I like to use a little bit of hunky-dory low-tack tape. You can also use washi tape, anything that's really low-tack. And you can just tape one inside the other like that, and then run it through your machine. And then you'll get this nice little frame, and you're just going to glue that right over your window like that, so you have a nice opening. So that's how that works. Pretty darn easy. All right. So let me get these stashed away here. With so many snowflakes that we're working with today, I don't dare mess all this stuff up. I'll be promising you things that you just don't get in your die cut set because they'll be mixed up. All right. Next. Oh, this one is a really beautiful card. All right, so this one is this great wreath card. This is the Snowflake wreath die set, okay? And it comes with this die right here, which makes this piece, and it's already got the circle in it. It's already scored for folding. It's all ready to go like that. And then it also comes with this piece right here, which already comes with your circle here. I cut these out of white cardstock. I found it was a good idea to cut two out, glue them together like that, because all these snowflakes are pretty heavy. And when I just used one layer, it just wasn't strong enough, and it just kind of was like at the top, it was kind of bending over a little bit. So do 2 layers, and then it's going to be nice and strong, and you won't have any problem, okay? And so what you're going to do is, you're going to take this guy, and you're going to glue it like that. So it's got a nice little frame. You want to make sure that it's straight like that on the back, so that when you turn it over, everything is nice and even. And then you're just going to cut out a whole bunch of the snowflakes that are in here. Okay? It's snowflakes, and it has a little banner. It's even got these pieces right here, which you could glue in, and they act as little corners. Okay? For mine, I went ahead and stenciled it because I wanted to use some of these other products. So I used this stencil, and then I used Arctic Mist. And then I went around that after I stenciled it, and then I just took some little dauber tools and just went around that and added some more ink to darken that up a little bit. And then I cut my snowflakes out of silver, white, and teal glitter cardstock. Isn't that beautiful? And then also that silver linen. I pretty much used all of these 4 different kind of things throughout all the cards today because they just really felt very snowflakey to me. So then I just had fun. I just cut a bunch of them out. There's so many different sizes of snowflakes here. And then I just layered them. And for the ones that were just from white cardstock, I should mention I did some from white cardstock too. I just took the Arctic Mist, and I just did a little bit of inking on the tips of these just to add a little bit of color. And then just layered those, just glued them down, and then layered them sort of with the more impactful glittery cardstock and the silver linen, and mixed everything up quite a bit. and then added some of these great little rainbow flat back pearls. And I used 2 different shades, sort of a darker blue and a light blue, went all the way around. And then I cut the banner from the white glitter cardstock and the winter wishes from the teal. And you know, you just do your little greeting kind of around here on the inside. There's still room to do your greeting in there. But wow, isn't that like really pretty sitting on somebody's counter or their desk or something? Okay. Another one here. Okay, this one. Did I use all of my? I did. As I said, you guys, still a little bit on vacation. You did. All right. So I've got this one, and this one uses some of the one of the embossing folders. This one was so cool. It actually cuts and embosses. All right, so it's got this great die cut in there, and then also embosses. So I just put my paper in here, and then just went through. This is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. So I cut my cardstock down a little bit. I wanted it a little bit smaller than the card, and then embossed and cut it. And then I went through, and this is sort of a light, oh gosh, I forgot to bring it. This is from Hunky Dory, and it is one of their diamond sparkle glitters, and it's sort of a nice light blue. And I will attach that in the drop down list below, and it's also on the supply list for the card. So I forgot to grab it today. And then once I was done die cutting and embossing with that, I just went ahead and used the surface of the Arctic Mist ink pad. And I'm going to show you how to do that using this one. This is a 6 by 6 card, which fit perfectly with the snowy border. Okay, so we have 6 by 6 cards. They're available at Paper Wishes. They're done by Hunky Dory. They come with the envelope and everything. And what was great was this just fit right inside. I just took one piece of it. In case you're new to embossing. Okay, I just took this, and I took my card, put 1/2 of it in here, okay? And because it's 6 inches wide, it fit through my Big Shot just fine. Put it through my embossing machine, and got this great embossed image. So I did the same technique on this one. I just took the Arctic Mist, and I used the actual surface of the ink pad. And I'm just going around that. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit on this, Steve. Just going around using the surface of the ink pad, and it's got such a great emboss on it that it is just getting color on those embossed snowflakes. Easiest technique I can show you today. Doesn't require any tools. It is nice to have the smaller size ink pad when you're doing this. That is kind of an important tip. I find using the larger ones, I tend to get a little ink on the background, which is fine. So you got that nice color, and then just take that ink pad and then just kind of scrape it along the edge. And that's going to give you just an additional little pop of color. I like to do a lot of it on the corners, and then a smaller amount on the sides. Like that. There we go. And then you could just take one of the snowflakes from the die cutting set, put that in the center with a greeting, or just use the stamped greeting. This has got some great little stamped images. You could do a nice greeting there and put a stamped image, and you've got a card and it's done. And I love that it's already, the whole card is embossed. All right, so for this one, that's the technique I used, and then I just ran around and used a little Silver Stickles ink pad, Silver Stickles glitter glue rather, and I just went and just took a little squeeze and put it at the center of each one of these. If it had a bigger opening, I just kind of went a little bit bigger on it and just did that. This takes about a ½ hour to dry. And then you're good to go. Just did that all around. That's just for a little additional sparkle. That works really nicely. So then we've also got this stencil, which gives you a great snowy background too. I didn't use that one on a card. I just had so many fun things to play with today. So you guys, as you can see, lots of snowy cards, which are perfect for the holidays. They're perfect for winter. And we have a great money saver on these. So if you are watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, then just take a look on the right-hand side over there, and you'll see the money saver deal on these. And down below, we have the photo gallery where you can see full color pictures of these and the supply list. And below that, we have a drop-down list of all the products used where you can see every little thing that we use, the glues, the ink pads, everything, and also the card bases that we used. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we haven't forgot about you. Check the description box below the video, and it has a link that'll take you to that Paper Wishes webisode page where you see everything I mentioned. And if you liked my video, consider giving it a thumbs up. It helps our channel out a lot. It helps people find us. And subscribe, because we do 3 to 5 videos a week. Hit that subscribe button because we don't want you to miss any of them. Thanks for joining me today. Boy, I need to go back on vacation.